So this morning again, just having a towel as we sit first to kind of prop the hips up, a nice tilt into the pelvis. You can sit zigzag, or you can sit cross-legged, or even legs out in front if that is more comfortable for you this morning. So cheers, my cup of coffee, my warm mug, just bringing my hands around, just putting some warmth into the palms, and then setting that aside, bringing your finger pads to your upper trapezius, right behind the neck, and just pressing in lightly with the finger pads to draw them up and over the top of the shoulders. And as you take it nice and slow and those finger pads kind of ripple over the muscles there, just notice what you feel. Let the warmth of the palms rest there if it feels a little tense. And I would say there's a difference between tightness and tension. Tension we sometimes don't even recognize. Tightness generally comes in when we've overworked the muscle or done some activity that we aren't used to. The muscles get tight, but tension is totally different. So take a couple sweeps here and just notice how the shoulders feel, how the back of the neck feels. As you draw those finger pads down over the collarbone, taking a couple taps. Thymus gland is there, our immune system, so just tapping into that. And then a couple more sweeps. And last week we talked about stimulating the vagus nerve by changing our massage to coming over the shoulders, up the sides of the neck to right behind the ears to the hairline. So just take a couple sweeps like that, up through the scalenes, the side of the neck, behind the ear, all the way up. Let's see how that feels. Again, we always give ourselves permission to stop anywhere that might need a little more attention. So take what you need here in the opening and let it feel good. And then let's slowly transition ourselves down onto our backs, maybe elevating your chest and your heart space with that towel, and also making sure that the head is supported by a block so that your chin isn't hanging out, pointed toward the ceiling, and a little bit of a crank into the neck. I'm going to take constructive leg position this morning, my feet wide and my knees resting on each other. So again, it's a nice opening for the low back. It's a nice relaxed pose for the lower body. So today is shoulders and neck. So we can just release the low body to just relax. And let's close down our eyes. Maybe bring our hands to rest on our belly and our heart space. And just allow yourself to feel into the breath. And as you feel into your breath, notice the rise and fall. Notice whether the breath is fluid, or maybe you've been racing around this morning and it's a little more upper body breathing instead of full breathing. And just see if you can change the pattern now to draw a deep breath in through the nose. And allow the breath to fill the body. And slow the breath down here as you exhale. Each breath, allowing the shoulder tips to release. Notice if you're trying to clench in through the shoulders. See if you can just Relax the shoulders, the whole upper body. Drawing a few more rounds of breath. And then maybe blinking your eyes open and walking your feet to center. We'll roll over to one side, removing the towel. And whatever you have underneath the head, I'm going to leave my legs in the same position. And as I come down onto my mat, I'm going to just slightly pick up my chest and squeeze my shoulder blades underneath me. So that lifts through the collarbone, but it also allows the shoulder tips to draw away. Resting your hands again on your body, drawing a deep breath in. Just going to move through a rotation through the neck. So as you take your breath in, maybe draw your belly in and then slowly rotate the head to the right. Whatever your range of motion is, pause there. Notice what you notice. Inhale, slowly roll along the head back to center. And as you exhale, take it over to the left. And as you go left and pause, notice your range of motion here. So maybe one side isn't as open as the other. Coming back to center and take it right. And back to center and take it left. And then as you bring the head back to neutral, maybe slightly here, take the chin in towards the throat. So not really picking up the head, just tucking the chin in, kind of getting that double chin effect there, but nobody's looking. And just notice the length in the back of the neck. And then bring yourself back to a neutral position. Take the arms out to the side, away from you, the palms up. We're going to do and the only way I can describe it is pull off the t-shirt. So with your arms out to the side, again, relax, draw the belly in so the whole entire spine is resting on the mat. And then pick up the arms, draw them across the body. So you're crisscrossing at the elbows. Draw the hands to behind the shoulder blades. So hand to opposite shoulder blades. And just like you were going to pull off your shirt, take those elbows over your head and then expand the arms out into a big circle to come back to where you started. So I'm going to sit up and do it so you can see. So the arms extend out, the palms up. We pick up the arms, we draw them across the body, crossing at the elbows. Let the hands come to the opposite shoulders. Draw the elbows up overhead and then open up the arms nice and slow and let them come back to the starting position. So we move nice and slow. We're rotating all through the shoulder heads here. Inhale, arms lift. Exhale, arms cross in front of you. Hands to the shoulders. Lift the elbows up and roll them open and back to your side. Take two more just like that. Again, as slow as you can go. And just notice if there's any clicking or noise in the shoulders. And as you return to the starting position, pausing there, and we're just going to take it the opposite way now. So this time, just like snow angels, if you're up here in Florida, think of them as sand angels. Take the arms and slide them overhead. crisscross overhead at the elbows. Draw the hands to the top of the shoulders. This time, the elbows will come down towards the chest. And we'll open back up. We'll slide the arms overhead. That's not my coffee cup. Cross the elbows and draw the elbows down into the chest. Take 3 more slow sweeps here. And the last one is the elbows come down towards the chest. Again, open up the arms to the side. Once the arms are extended to the side, palms up, recheck, scan the body here. Notice any clenching, any holding, and just see for one full slow breath if you can just release the entire body to the support of your mat. On your next breath, draw the knees into the chest, give them a squeeze. Again, let that tailbone roll up with you so you get a nice stretch into the low back. Take a rock from side to side. Just bringing some circulation, a nice massage to the back body. And then roll yourself over onto your belly. So coming into a prone position here. Extending the arms out to a T, palms down. So we'll move deeper into the shoulders now. So just for a second, just kind of shimmy out your hips. And forehead resting on the mat. Draw your right hand to push-up position right outside your face. The left arm extends out to the side like a T. And if you have any shoulder injuries, this is where you modify and maybe bring that arm on a diagonal a little bit closer to the body. So the arm extended out is a nice deep stretch, but you can always modify by sliding the arm closer in. As you're ready, take a full deep breath in. Press into that right hand to roll onto your side body. As you arrive there, pick up that top knee and plant the foot right behind the extended leg. So just even here, beginning to get an external rotation through the left shoulder tip. Just pause there and breathe into it. You can stay using the right fingertips to help with your balance, or if you want to work into both shoulders at the same time, extend the right arm up to the ceiling. Reach first to open up through the chest, and then bend the elbow and bring the hand to a half bind behind the back. If you're more flexible, maybe your 2 hands can join, mine can't. But here again, you're getting a nice opening through the chest and through that top shoulder. Let the head just rest gently, a nice relaxed stretch through the right side of the neck. If you want a little 2 for 1 this morning, as you press into that back foot, maybe you take the top knee away from the body. So getting a nice stretch in through the pelvis, but that's optional. Take a couple breaths. The true pose, when you come into, and I think this is called broken wing, but I really don't like that name, is to put that left hand in a cactus position, in a gold pose position. And that is really an extreme stretch for me. So I always lead this with the arm extended. But if you ever want to try it, it's there for you. One more deep breath, send that right knee back away from you, open up through the chest, and then knee comes back to point towards the ceiling. Release the half bind, extend the arm up, and then come back, right hand into that push-up position. and roll back onto your belly. And nice and slow, we're going to take a nice counter pose. So I'm going to bring my right hand across my mat so that I can rest my head on the back of the hand. Slide the left arm towards your body, hand towards the hip. Bend the elbow and bring the back of the hand onto the back body as far up as you can. So the back of the hand rests the left hand on the body, and then just allow that left elbow to fall. So here you've gone from a big external rotation. Here, letting the weight of the elbow bring in a counter internal rotation into the left shoulder. And just take a couple breaths here just to release the effort. One more full inhale, shimmy out the hips as you release that stretch and send the arms, both arms back out to a T. Again, see if you can sink the soft tissue under the arms down towards the mat. Reach through the fingers, shimmy the hips. And we'll move over to the opposite side. So this time, left hand's going to come outside the face into a push-up position. Press yourself over onto the right side body. Right arm extends out. And again, that option to adjust the position of that arm to bring it in closer to the body if it's too intense or you've had an injury into that shoulder. Pick up the left knee now and plant the left foot right behind the right leg. Notice again the difference just right here into the hips. And if you're using the fingertips here as a little bit of balance, hold here and just allow the opening to occur in the upper right shoulder. Use your breath to soften. And if you took the bind on the other side, working through both shoulders, lift the left arm up to the ceiling. As you reach the fingers up, find the extension and then bend that elbow and bring the hand behind the back. Use the pressure of the hand resting on the body to open up the top shoulder. And then again, scan the body. See where you're holding, clenching, even bringing in more tension. And use that exhale, that long exhale, to simply relax into the pose, into the opening. Nice full deep breath here. Maybe again, you play with taking the knee from a upright to maybe behind you, opening up through the hip. And again, that's that optional 2 for 1 here. It's a short practice, so take what you need. 2 more breaths, nice and slow. And if you've got the bind, extend the arm back up to the ceiling, reach first for the extension, and then the hand comes back into that push-up position. Use that to help you gently roll back onto your belly. Bringing the left forearm across your mat so that you can rest the forehead. Slide the right arm down beside the body. Bend at the elbow and bring the back of the right hand to the back body, as far up as you can reach, so that you can drop the right elbow and release from that external rotation in the shoulder to a nice internal counter stretch. Nothing to do here but breathe. Let the weight of the elbow and gravity release the shoulder. Now we're going to go for a nice stretch between the shoulder blades, and we're going to do that by weaving the arm underneath the body so that the hands are opposite right and left. So gently releasing that arm from the body, prop yourself up just a bit. We're going to slide the left arm underneath the body to the right, palm up. And at the same time, the right arm is going to go left. So you're crisscrossing again at those elbows, the back of the forearms and the back of the hands resting on the floor. Your chin can rest on that upper bicep, or you can draw in your block or your bolster to rest the forehead. Shimmy out the hips again to release any tension in the lower body and the back. And then simply drop your weight onto the arms. Noticing the back of the shoulders. Breathe into the back body and the back ribs. Here for 2 more rounds of breath. Let the head be heavy so there's length in the back of the neck. And let the breath be full. One more inhale. And on the exhale, lift the head, slide those elbows, and we're just going to take that back arm across over the other arm. So we're going to go and reach out, but now you're on the opposite arm on top. Again, allow the chin to rest on the bicep. Full deep breath into the back ribs, and then just let the body weight come down onto the arms. One more breath. And then we'll slide the arms back, bringing them into a position of like a Sphinx position. And again, take a moment and just shimmy out the hips. And then place the hands underneath the shoulders and press your way up to a table. If the cat and the cow feels good, just to wake up the spine, you can take 1 or 2. And then we'll move into Anahatasana, heart melting pose, that deep stretch now for underneath the shoulders, the lats. So keeping the hips right over the knees, come back to that neutral table, scoop the belly in and walk the hands forward. So the hips stay back, the fingertips reach forward, and as they continue to reach forward, the forehead and the chest lower down towards the mat. Always the option here to use your block. Keep the belly in to support a nice long spine. Use your breath here to just see if you can sink the chest and the shoulders closer to the mat. Opening up all the tissue and muscles under the arms, the side body, the lats. 3 nice full deep breaths here, each one releasing the shoulders a little bit more. Keep the belly hugged in. And then flatten the palms. Come down onto your forearms. Keep the head just exactly where it is, the hips where it is. Bring the hands to prayer. So resting the hands on the blade edge of the hands. Press into your elbows. Maybe squeeze them in towards the head just a bit. And find that reverse prayer. Bring the thumb to the back of the heart space. As you walk your shoulders forward just a bit, getting a stretch here in the triceps and through the shoulders and the upper back. And use your breath again to see if you can release into the pose. 3 breaths. Then slowly release the prayer back to the mat. Place the hands underneath the shoulders. Press your way up and sink the hips back to the heels. So we're going to find a child's pose. Knees together, please, this morning. Sweep the arms behind you, maybe holding on to your heels, or just allow the palms to be up. Forehead comes down, forming this nice curve through the spine. Allow the shoulders now to completely relax. Always the option. This is how we're going to end the practice. So if you don't want to intensify it, just stay right here. Let the belly and the chest rest on the thighs so you can feel the breath. Or maybe pick up the hands and bring them to stack on top of the back body. Again, using those elbows as weight to deepen the stretch. Or if you'd like a little bit of a stretch into the wrist and the palms, maybe see that reverse prayer, or hold on to opposite wrist and let the elbows fall. So whatever child's pose you're in this morning, that nice inward journey as you're tucked in this nice little ball. This is where I'll leave you this morning. Please spend a few moments here, maybe contemplating the transition that we're about to make into our new autumn season, and what that means and what that holds for each and every one of us. Namaste. If you can stay longer, turn off your device and enjoy a longer Shavasana. Otherwise, feel free to unmute yourself, say good morning,